At exactly 7 minutes to 10 every night, a yeoman warder walks through the Tower of London carrying the king's keys. The gate's close. A guard challenges him. The clock strikes 10. This ceremony has been performed for at least 700 years. It feels excessive until the tower's inventory is checked. Kings, prisoners, weapons, coins, lions, a polar bear, an elephant, the crown jewels, and ravens with a constitutional side hustle. Why did one fortress need to secure all of that? More importantly, who was it originally built to protect? In 1066, William the Conqueror took England. Winning the country was one problem. Convincing London to remain one was another. So, in the 1070s, William began a massive stone fortress beside the Thames. Masons came from Normandy. Stone arrived from Caen. Much of the labour came from England. The White Tower took roughly 20 years to build. Its position guarded the river and the gateway to the capital. But it also let the new king watch and control the city below. From William's side, it was protection. From London's side, it was an enormous stone reminder of who had the keys. In 1240, Henry III had the Great Keep painted white. Henry and Edward I added walls, towers, and a larger moat, turning it into a concentric castle, one ring of defences inside another. If the first wall failed to calm everyone, there was a sequel. A royal palace rose inside. Monarchs could sleep, worship, and entertain while surrounded by soldiers. Luxury accommodation with a moat-based cancellation policy. Then the guest list became unusual. From the 1200s, the tower housed a royal menagerie. In 1252, a polar bear was allowed to swim and catch fish in the Thames while attached to a long cord. London had invented the wildlife documentary with a very nervous camera crew. The conditions, however, were cramped and often grim. The menagerie finally closed in the 19th century. The tower also protected something less furry: money. Around 1279, the Royal Mint moved inside. Until 1810, most of the country's coins were made there, struck by hand between engraved dies. The safest money in England was produced by people standing extremely close to hammers. The fortress also became a state prison. Its prisoners included Elizabeth I, Lady Jane Grey, Sir Walter Raleigh, and Guy Fawkes. 3 English queens were executed within its walls. The same complex could prepare a queen for her coronation, then receive her again as a prisoner. The architecture stayed put. Power changed the room booking. By the 17th century, the tower was guarding the crown jewels. In 1671, Colonel Thomas Blood and his accomplices attacked the keeper and attempted to steal them. They were caught. Then came the least predictable security response in royal history. King Charles II pardoned Blood and granted him land. It was a failed heist followed by an unusually generous exit interview. Today, the jewels remain under armed guard. Yeoman warders remain at the tower, and the gates still close nightly. And then there are the ravens. Legend says the tower and the kingdom will fall if 6 resident ravens ever leave. That is folklore, not structural engineering advice. Still, a raven master looks after them. Nobody seems eager to run the experiment. So who was the tower built to protect? Not simply London. It defended Norman rule while helping control the city beneath it. Everything added later. Palace, prison, mint, menagerie, armoury, and jewel vault. Followed the same logic. Place whatever matters behind the strongest walls, then let those walls announce who is in charge. At 10 o'clock, the keys are secured again. The tower began as a warning aimed at London. Now London carefully locks it every night.